Hey there, Sabine here, back with day 19 of the 90-day visibility challenge. So today, the thing that I feel led to talk about really centers around trust. And so it reminded me of a conversation that I was having with someone just yesterday, actually, around what that looks like to build trust. And there's a book that a prior coach had recommended to me, which is titled Trust by Ayan Levanzan, and it's mastering the four trusts. So trusting in self, trusting in God, trusting in others, and trusting in life. And as you can see from the many, many, many tabs here, there are a lot of really great takeaways from this book. But nonetheless, the biggest piece for me is that, over the last year, the desire or the initial desire was really to start to build trust, self trust. And in setting that intention and then starting to do the work that would lead to building up self trust, it also forced a lot of areas and a lot of people in my life that contradicted self trust to rise to the surface. And initially, it felt disorienting, and it felt uncomfortable. And in some cases, it felt painful because I had to come face to face with the people, the things that I allowed in my space that contradicted that. And so, as I was talking to the person, the context was really around, of these four essential trusts, I felt like I had now gotten to a place where I built self trust. I always had the trust in God. However, the trust in God in this new version or evolution of me has shifted away from trusting in God as this external entity, if you will, or being, um, to really understanding that my trust in myself is trusting in God, and then trusting in life, meaning that I don't have to control the outcomes of every situation. I don't have to have plans A through Z and also all the sub plans in between them, that I can just allow things to unfold without me knowing the how. That used to be a big stumbling block for me, because I needed to know how. And I thought that, or I told myself that the reason why I needed to know how was so that I can plan for any, for all the outcomes, when in reality, that was my way of trying to control the outcome and create security in the process. And so feel like I mastered that. And if truthfully speaking, I think the place where I am right now on this like mastering of trust is really with trusting others. Um, and I'm not sure the how of how that's going to come about, how that's going to come to fruition. But because I'm trusting in myself, I'm trusting in God, and I'm trusting in life, I know that whatever situations, whatever experiences, whatever teachers, as I've shared in the past, need to arise, for me to learn that lesson and to begin to master what it looks like to trust others, they're going to come forward. And so I'm sharing this today in particular because I think so many of us, we either have a lot of self trust and internal guidance and all that other stuff, or we have a lot of trust in the outward space. And what I've been going through and learning, and even through the lessons in this book, is that, part of this journey is to learn how to integrate those two. So learning to trust the things that are outside of our control, so to speak, while also being able to lean into the things that we can't see, that we don't know. That is what I think allows us to be better leaders, for ourselves, better leaders within our organizations, better leaders within our communities, the environments that we sit in. I think that's what allows us to influence, again, wherever it is that we're sitting. And then also that's where I think our impact really comes from, when we can sit in that space where we're trusting in the seen and the unseen, and allowing both integrated parts to lead us, to guide us, to serve us. So my question for you today is, which one of these four trusts are you currently working to master? And perhaps if you hadn't given it much time or consideration, this is your opportunity. And if there are one of these trusts that maybe needs a little bit more attention, which one are you willing to start to look at and go through the process of building and then mastering? That's what I have for you today. I will be back tomorrow with day 20. Have a great rest of the day and talk soon. Take care.